It's been a wild week for FlutterFlow users. We've got CEO apologies, a renewed focus on FlutterFlow itself, and a mysterious new tool called FlutterFlow Designer to talk about. So let's build. Everything kicked off on Monday, February 2nd with a significant mea culpa from FlutterFlow's CEO, Abel, who posted an update on the community forums acknowledging that their communication has been lackluster over the past 6 or so months. He addressed the intense community outcry regarding Dreamflow and its relationship with the core platform, FlutterFlow. Specifically, the concern that FlutterFlow has been neglected. The post offers some justification and some excuses, so let's look at their explanation of what happened. We believe AI-powered development is the future. We wanted to bring it to FlutterFlow, but the frequent releases and foundational changes required to the system would create instability. The uncomfortable truth is that by neglecting the core product, we got instability anyway. But now for some good news. They're working on requested features, low on detail, but great. Faster iteration cycles, increased resources, and a renewed engineering focus on FlutterFlow, along with better, more transparent communication. Oh boy, if you were to name the top things the community has asked for, it's essentially these four. What this means for Dreamflow is anyone's guess. What's really interesting is the feedback. I was really heartened to see Abel and Alex jumping in to agree on points, be really honest, and offer diplomatic responses to others. There was also some pretty genuinely constructive contributions from the community. Abel shared that FlutterFlow earned its first dollar 7 days after its launch on May 18th. It's a really great anecdote. We need more of that. I'm just going to point out a couple of really interesting comments. Take this question from Abel, for instance. He's asking specifically about AI features within FlutterFlow. He asked, is importing projects from Dreamflow into FlutterFlow on the roadmap? Will we be able to build with AI directly inside FlutterFlow? And I thought Abel's answer was quite telling. Fair question, and yes, AI is core to FlutterFlow's future, full stop. Notice he didn't actually answer the question. It is great that AI is core to FlutterFlow's future, but he isn't confirming that you can import projects from FlutterFlow into Dreamflow, nor is he saying that you can build with AI directly inside Dreamflow. Let's switch over to Reddit. The community are being their usual, wonderfully dark-humoured selves. There are only 3 comments on the community post, but they are absolute gold. Reacting to the update, the first comment reads, "This is like getting ghosted by your girlfriend. Then 6 months later, she texts you out of the blue, wanting to get back together. But by then, you realize there are better fish in the sea." Worse, it's like getting ghosted, but then she texts you to sell you products from her MLM. Finally, a comment from Jolly asks, "Is this meant to make us more angry?" We used to get weekly update emails. If you missed one, you'd actually lose track of how to develop in FlutterFlow. Then it went from that velocity straight to 0. It fell off a cliff. You can't blame the community for being frustrated. But what matters now is that the focus looks to be firmly back on FlutterFlow. With all that said, we need to discuss FlutterFlow Designer. And there's a question worth asking. Does FlutterFlow need a third product? There isn't really a world in which I can see how a 3-product strategy makes sense, but I don't think that's what this is. And I do think the product itself is genuinely impressive. So let's look at a real-world example of how we might use FlutterFlow Designer in our workflow. I've got a custom widget here called Animated Border Container. It puts animated borders around any child widget, and I want to put it up on FlutterFlow Marketplace. But to do that, you need something that users can preview so they know what they're downloading. But there's a bit of a hurdle. This widget needs a lot of input parameters. Now I could hard code these in, but then the user wouldn't get to experience all the different styles of borders or use their own colors to see how something might look for their own project. I need a separate demo page. So rather than build it by hand, I'm putting FlutterFlow's new AI designer to the test. It generates UI skeletons using generative AI that you can then paste back into FlutterFlow. Let's jump in. We need to generate a page configuration that accepts various input values, allowing the user to enter these values and visualize a demo of those settings on a subsequent page. I'll mention that this is based on the Zeto animated border package from pub.dev. I'll provide the link and see how the AI interprets the documentation. I don't know if it has web access or not. One thing I love about FlutterFlow Designer is its incredible speed. I am consistently amazed at how fast it can pull together complex layouts, complex multi-page layouts. It's truly impressive. The designs look excellent and not traditionally Flutter type designs. I think everyone's getting a bit over material too. These look modern and fun, and they've done a really good job at training it on design. It's truly impressive. I'm equally impressed at how effortless it is to navigate the widget tree and then make changes over on the right. Everything is so responsive. You can edit values directly and even click this text widget here and modify it instantly. For instance, if you wanted to remove a section, it updates in real time right before your eyes. This is not Flutter on hot reload. This is another abstraction layer on top of Flutter. The speed, it's undeniable. It's incredibly fast.
You're able to edit Flutter widgets with all of their standard parameters. And it's brought over the theme engine from Dreamflow, which is fantastic. It allows you to do things like set global radii or global padding and have it reflected across your entire project. I know there's been times where I've had to amend padding globally in my FlutterFlow project, and you're literally having to click on every single widget to check that you've got the right padding. So there's some great quality of life features here. In a lot of ways, it's actually faster than even FlutterFlow is on the web. And then when you're ready with your designs, you can either export the entire canvas or just a particular frame. So in this instance, I just want this documentation frame and we're going to export it to FlutterFlow. And you just need to select a widget that's in your widget tree to apply the designs. And you get the option of either keeping your existing theme or bringing over the theme from FlutterFlow Designer. It's as simple as that. It's also really great to see visual app design being put back into the spotlight.
Sure, there's an AI agent and it does an amazing job, but you're still the one in control. And that's a real key differentiator between FlutterFlow Designer and Dreamflow.
FlutterFlow Designer will create both a light and a dark theme, and it's really quite smart. It will even do things like define all of the items in a drop-down list in Designer prior to it being brought over into FlutterFlow. This is a really exciting development, and it's a genuine joy to use this product. The team have smartly done a very soft launch on this, really just putting it out to the community to use and get feedback. It's currently a free tool, and I think that's an incredible gesture of goodwill from the team after what has been a fairly tumultuous 12 months if you've been a FlutterFlow user. I don't know how this product will integrate, if at all, into FlutterFlow, but it's so good to see new FlutterFlow development in the AI space. It feels like a lot of learnings have been taken from Dreamflow here.
They built Dreamflow to iterate faster, and that's a smart move. These are some of the best Flutter developers around.
And it's clear that FlutterFlow Designer would never have come to be without the experience of Dreamflow. That's it for today's video. Are you using FlutterFlow Designer? Did you even know about it? And if you've liked what you've seen today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Until next time, let's build.